I take up any more time, let me first start with introducing Praveen Sir a little bit, right? Praveen Sir has been a partner with us for about almost 2 years now, and we are more than 3 years now, sorry, my fault. And it's been an immense pleasure to have him as a partner with us. It's been a very great experience. He's a gem of a person. In addition to that, just a quick background, he's an engineer from NIT Rourkela back in '91. And he was selected as a postal executive in L&D from campus, but he got into the civil services segment. He has been one of the best teachers in sociology for quite a while. In fact, this year's rank 2, Anu Kumari, you might have heard of her in the news. She has a 4-year daughter. Right, that story has been around quite a bit. She was a sociology student. In all probability, she scored highest marks in sociology option this year, and obviously she was a student of Praveen Sir. Right. So, without any further ado, I would like to welcome the director of NICE IAS, Praveen Kishore Sir, to please address.
Good morning, friends. I'd like to introduce in a very short way about the exam and other things, but I would like to have questions from you more. One thing I wanted to say you that we are sitting in a market, right? And there are many scrupulous as well as unscrupulous elements sitting here to take some money from. So be very much cautious about coaching institutes. I definitely start with this notion that you should be very well aware of, before joining any coaching institute, that yes, they are really doing something good in this field. As far as there is a question I always face from the students, that so which optional I should opt for. Do you have anyone have this question? Right? So this is the question with you, that which optional you should opt for. So what have you thought and why? Okay.
And the course was such that there was no, we did not have a specialization really in one subject, because every semester we used to have different subjects.
Okay.
So I feel I'm not really an expert in any subject, but we had studied sociology.
Are you going to come to me to study sociology? Yes or no, you can say. Just you can say not for this, yes. Right? Right? Why would you come to me? I don't have any formal degree in sociology. Then why would you come to me?
Your experience.
Only experience?
Your success.
My success. Right? So this is about this is a big issue while selecting the subject. Some people say that I should opt for a subject that is in my I have done in graduation. There are some people who would be saying this subject is more scoring, right? You might be getting different kind of information. The syllabus of this subject is very small, right? And many other things that you hear about the subject and then you go for. One thing is that there is overlapping of GS, essay with that optional. My view is slightly different, right? My view is that there are 2 or 3 criteria that is required to choose an optional. The first and foremost is your own interest, right? And in this interest there is another problem. Unless until you enter into a subject, you cannot develop interest, right? You can't say chicken first or egg first. So unless until you know the subject, you cannot develop the interest, and if you don't develop the interest, you cannot know the subject. So this is a big issue involved in this when I say your interest would matter. Okay? So definitely for that you have to do some preliminary study of different options. And in that you should feel, okay, this subject, I am meant for this subject. Somehow you are getting interest into it. Suppose you are reading public administration, you are reading psychology, you are reading sociology. definitely one or the other will interest you more than the other. So that way you should opt for that subject. Right. Secondly, whether the guidance is available or not. For example, here market plays a very big role into it. For example, suppose you want to choose agriculture. Right. Now, how many students appear in agriculture? 30, 40, 50 throughout India. Right. And that makes guiding economically unviable. So you hardly get good teachers who are guiding in agriculture. So you should look for that optional in which you feel that good guidance is available, study material is widely available. Right. So these two are the most important criteria before selecting an option. Even if you have a background of sociology, you are entering into it, you will find that while preparing for civil services it's quite different from that of your graduation. For example, in graduation you are given 20 or 40 questions as guess, right? And you expect that I will get 5 or 8 questions from that. I can get 50% marks or 55% or 60% marks, right? But here in this civil services, it may happen that you might have done graduation in the same subject, you would have scored well also, but you may not perform well. Right? I don't want you to discourage anyway while selecting the optional. What I want to do all the research before opting for an optional, and then you feel that you are definitely going to face problems. I'll share my own story. When I started reading sociology as a subject, so after reading for 3 months, one of my friends had guided me. I said, this is not my cup of tea. I'm going to take physics and mathematics. At that time, we had to choose 2 options. So he asked me, why after working so hard for 3 months or 4 months, you are saying so? I said, all of you know Hindi? You can understand? I said, मुझे ये दुर्खेम नहीं समझ में आता. There is a thinker, sociological thinker, Durkheim. I said, I am not able to understand. So he provided me some guideline at that time, and he asked me, do you think you can think more than Durkheim? I said, definitely not. Durkheim is a great thinker. Then why don't you want to justify it? Why do you want always to oppose it? Because my common sense knowledge was different and antagonistic to the opinion. Actually what happens, that different thinkers, they speak from different perspectives, right? Our knowledge is from a limited perspective. They are speaking from another perspective, and that's why we see no rationality in their statements. So he said, don't try to oppose, justify him, try to put yourself into his shoes, and you will understand. And you know the result I am teaching. Some of the PhD students of JNU, they come to me and take my classes. JNU, I think that's a very reputed institution as far as social sciences are concerned. What I want to say, when you move onwards, you definitely face a problem. Right? So what I say generally, that before deciding for optional, you do a lot of research. A lot of work you do the research. Once you select the optional, don't vacillate, because you are definitely going to face the problem. Right? So once you are decided, after that stop thinking that this is scoring, this syllabus is small, its syllabus is vast, etc., etc. Stick to that. When you come across a problem, try to solve. Our role will be to make understanding. Right. There are many people who would be saying that this subject helps a lot in GS. For example, since I also say I'm less a teacher, more a businessman, right? And here also I have come to market myself, nothing else, right? So I am definitely going to say, you take sociology as an optional, and that will be very rewarding. While justification would be, it helps in essays, it helps in GS, right? It develops your writing quality, etc., etc. I don't agree with this. All the social science optionals have equal stake in GS. If you take political science, it will have its own plus. If you take psychology, it will have its plus. If you take public administration, it also helps. If you take geography, that has some help in it. Right? So that criteria for me does not work much. Right? For example, one of 27 ranks, he had electrical engineering as an option. And he has got 27 ranks. Perhaps electrical engineering does not help at all. GS and essay. So while selecting the optional, you must look for the guidance available and your interest. Right? Once you decide, stick to it and try to overcome the problem. Right? Secondly, there are some mischievous elements definitely outside in the society. They will say, you read my notes. You might have read the advertisements. All the questions came from our classrooms. Have you read? Anyone who has read this? Right? That all the questions have come from my class notes or our class notes. Read that, you will qualify. I have a very simple question. How many people appear in civil services examination? Around 5 lakhs. Right? And what is the success rate? I think 0.3%. Less than that. This year it is 0.2%. 0.2%. So if 100 out of 2,000 person, one gets selected. Now imagine the level of competition. Right? And in this competition, there are people who have been already into job with 8-figure salary. They have left their job and they have come for this job, not for money. That means, first, competition is very tough, and this job is going to give you not only work but more than that. Right? And if you follow me, suppose you are following me only, you are not adding yourself anything from your side, what will happen? I teach around 300 to 400 students annually. So 400 students would be writing the same answer. Mind it is not physics which has the same answer. Right? So never believe in such type of marketing tactics. Right? You have to use your brain. Like Mr. Akshat was saying, we must use our brain. You should use your brain on their claims. Right? And you should always try to go beyond us. Right? What here an abstract requirement is that you must be inquisitive all the time. Don't get satisfied very easily. Always you should look for, you should be curious. Your curiosity would help you a lot while this preparation. If you are not curious, you will never be successful. Everything, if you are going on a road on the right side, if there is certain kind of trees on the left side, there are other kind of trees. You should be curious to know why only palm trees are on the left side and people trees are on the right side. You should be curious and you should try to know it. Your curiosity is the best teacher. Right? We are merely an aid into your preparation. Right? We guide you. For example, suppose there are a lot of books we have to read. And people say there are always shortage of time. Which book to read? I don't have the time. What we help, we read the books, then identify what is relevant for you, and then tell you, you read the book. You read this chapter of that book. This way, we reduce the clumsiness of preparation. You have to study yourself. Right? We help you in conceptual clarification, fixing the parameters. Don't go beyond it. You are not going to be an academician. Okay. So this way we help you. Are we getting it? So always use your presence of mind, be inquisitive, right? And work within certain parameters so that you can devote time properly. Are we getting it? Any other question that you want to ask from me? Yeah. Yes.
From your experience, for example, if someone has to choose sociology, who has never studied sociology before, can she be able to manage it?
That's what I said earlier. I didn't have any formal education. Along with me, Akshat is also an engineer, right? And he has perhaps the second highest marks in sociology this year. So as far as possibility you are asking, whether a person who doesn't have the background of sociology can complete or not, they can all get. But there is all possibility, and you will find that people with political science background, those who have done graduation in political science, they leave political science, opt for sociology. And those who have sociology in their graduation, they leave sociology and opt for political science. Right? So this happens, so whether you have done it in graduation or not, that is immaterial. It's only a matter of 3 months. In 3 months, you can come on the same line where you can complete. Like recently I saw a very strange example, 13th ranker, right? She is a doctor, 13th or 14th, and she has opted for law. 12th. She is a medical student and she opted for law. Right? So that's not a big issue. There is always possibility, and most of my students, a lot of my students, they have this natural science background. I will emphasize on using the word natural science because I know the difference between natural science and social science. They are also science. Social science is also science, and physics, chemistry is also science. But I want to specify that is called natural science. Like this time, second topper, she was a student of physics honors. She opted and she has got the highest marks. So that is definitely there. You should not be worried much about it. Anything else that you want to ask? No. Right? I have one suggestion for the unease, right, regarding this online courses. While analyzing, I found that there is one difference between classroom courses and the online courses. In classroom courses, you get opportunity to interact with the fellow students. Right? And in online mode, perhaps you prepare it in your isolation. So you don't get the ambience, the type of ambience in the online mode. Mostly, you don't find opportunity to interact with the students. So I will advise him to create that platform here where the students who are enrolled for the online mode, they interact with each other, and in that interaction I should also be made a stakeholder, right, so that I could respond. Though I do give my students online or offline freedom to call me anytime. not after 10 p.m., right? But before 10 p.m., if I am not in class, I definitely answer your question. Even if I could not answer, I will call you back, right? So that interaction has to be there, because there are many questions that would arise and that would not be resolved in the online classes. So definitely I hope that he will make a sincere effort to overcome this limitation, I say limitation of the online mode of education. Right? So, yes.
So for that, reading the concerned NCERT question paper.
See, as far as you have done graduation in sociology, you have not done. So what have you done?
I did my BCom and then I did my master's in social work. So
okay, you did your master's in social works. So I don't know much about the social work syllabus, but do you read thinkers also?
It's like in each semester the subjects are different, so we never went very deep into any one subject.
You do one thing, you read a book called Sociology, Themes and Perspectives by Haralambous and Hallward. Right? A few chapters you read and you see, you will definitely finding the difficult. Right? So you read that book, you see whether you are finding some interest into it or not. And then you decide about the subject. Right? Anything else? Nothing? So I will hand over the this position to others, right? Anish? Let the other people do. Thank you.